is Marketing Manager for IoT. Hi, pal. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
This is the fun zone. If we're not having a good time over here, we're not having a good time anywhere.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about what we're doing here at the IoT Experience this week.
Okay, so lots of people know about IoT. We still have people that don't understand what IoT means for their business. So we are taking them on an immersive journey.
And I've got Casey Tong and Thomas Tyler back over here with me. Let me ask, let's pull back to big picture. How is this a benefit to our user community?
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great benefit to our user community, especially when you think about programmability, when you're really starting to think about these problems that we're trying to solve, these complex problems.
Because we continue to add new programs every single year for new audiences.
Which is one more reason why people have got to get to the show. Every year bigger and better, and so much of that is thanks to you guys.
Yes, it's fun, and every time, as Cisco grows and expands into new businesses, we just get to embrace new audience segments.
One of these is yours, from me.
It's like Hacker Bear. Wait a minute, only one of them is mine?
Okay, you can have two.
Isn't that what everybody says? I've got two kids at home. Can I have two bears?
There you go.
That's right. I can only carry two bears. Can't carry anymore. Thank you. And
we
thanks
love
for taking
Cisco.
so much
we
time.
love being a part of Cisco.
Say that again a little louder, please.
We love being a part of Cisco, and we love Cisco Live. And you know what? This is my first time to Europe, and I thank you guys. You're amazing.
All right, fine. I'll pay you later. Well
All
done.
right.
All right, guys. So I'm on my way back to the studio, and I'm stealing every single one of the bears. All right. I don't just have attendees with me. I have a group of fellow blue-collar chicken killers. Am I right? Are we all now all of a sudden in the club? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Blue-collar chicken killers.
Several chickens.
We've all killed several chickens. I think this week here at the show. Okay, now it's playtime. What did you think? How does that pertain to what you guys learned this week?
It's definitely easy to relate to those situations where you feel way in over your head.
When people come in and they say, well, how hard is this? How do I get hold of it? How easy is it to set up? And you're telling me...
It's one button to push.
How are you today, Gira?
I'm great, thank you, Steve.
You are great. So you're a field marketing manager for Cisco Corporate Affairs. And
we are a month away from those exams launching on February 24th.
Baby.
Exactly, I tell everybody that. It's very important. It's also my wife's birthday, so it's a date I can't forget.
Happy birthday in advance. In case Ryan forgets to say it later, I'm going to take care of it now for you.
Excellent, thank you very much.
We're talking about how we never do these interviews with anything in our hand. I believe Steve just mentioned we should have a fine Brunello in our hand as we do this. Maybe a cocktail would be great, a little French pastry or something along those lines. So, okay, another...
Brunello and French pastry, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Why not? A little Italian, a little French. We can go ahead and log it up. Something that really excited you about the week, maybe a nice surprise, something you weren't expecting when you came here to the show?
I think everything that we saw was really relevant to the problems we're facing right now, the technology and how it applies to the problems we're seeing.
Absolutely. Chuck started out with that, I think at the opening keynote where he talked about if we're not building things that are applicable to the user, if the engineer comes and looks at it and says, well, it's a great idea, but I don't know how I can implement it in my own firm, that's exactly what you found here?
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw, because leading up to today, I was struggling with some issues we're having, and when you see the technology is right coming in the pipeline, it was very relevant.
This is, by the way, the most complex game we're going to play all week. I guarantee you that. Okay, 6 days, 5 days, 17 hours. Now let's go ahead and switch over to that Twitter feed, Scott. We'll see how we did. Good. Joe, come on up. Tola, get on up here, Tola. And Smoking Eagle. I can see nothing. There you are. Well done. Meraki was born in the cloud. It's got rapid innovation right at the core of the DNA. So why is digital capturing so much attention at the moment?
Well, I think it's really because, let's be honest, as I said in the presentation, people are, personally, they've completed their digital transformation. They have a smart device in their pocket.
Did you party hard or did you just work the entire time?
I can't answer that. I just worked. That's all we did in Vegas, work.
Oh, come on. Mr. Awesome has to party at least a little bit.
Are we going to broadcast in Vegas only?
Well, yes and no.
In that case, I just worked. I'm sorry. That's all I did.
How do we actually make it practical for the user? How do we not only get them excited about it, but then get it into their hands so that they can start putting things to action in their own organizations?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Everyone asks about these technologies, what do they look like? They're not easy. I mean, it's not easy to do what we're trying to do, but their benefits and the return on investment is really, really what's key.
I've got Jonathan over here with me, and he's going to tell me the story of the background of the kilts.
Okay, yeah, so Kilted Monday, there's two stories. First, it was the joke that grew legs. We started 2 years ago with 3 of us. Last year we had between 30 and 50, somewhere in there, and I think this year based on what I've seen, we may have 80, maybe 90 people wearing kilts.
That's a whole lot of bare legs going on.
It is. It is.
A kilt versus a kiltless. Who's going to be? This gentleman is my kiltless. Get on in here. Oh, are you kidding? You're moving that way. What are we even talking about? I didn't ask, I told. Here we go. And this is the man at the center of it all. The 1,000 points of light, as I like to call you.
So thanks, Steve.
Yeah, this is Richard Mullen. Okay, so Richard, what I want to kind of do is start off with the obvious. What are customers looking for? What are the hot issues that we hear from customers, and then on the manufacturing side as well?
Right, we talked about it, that's been a theme that we've seen kind of all over the week, where we've talked about, and you've heard from senior management, from Chuck, David Geckler, Roland Trollop, around the network intuitive and about bringing on a lot more devices. And
Please come by, booth 1345. You've got one last chance tomorrow to see Mayor and Deb show, okay?
And by the way, their Corona beers are sitting right off camera. I wasn't going to tell you anything about that. Guys, it's so important that you get down here. This is where the fun happens. And speaking of fun, doesn't get any better than this. All right, I'm hanging out here with Beth, with Tracy, with Wendy, with Scott. I got that right this time, didn't I? This is just the greatest. Again, Cisco Rocks here live at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And I'm hanging out right now with Emerald, Amy, Jennifer, Chris, Mickey. How did I do? Woo! This is what the whole idea of Cisco family is all about. I think John's done an amazing job over the last 20 years.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And typically, how big a team do you travel with?
Minimum of 2 people. If we're doing basically expanded operations, 4, 6, as many as we need.
Amazing. And this is anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world. And the best part is Cisco does this all for free.
Perfect.
It's our way of kind of giving back to the community.
Fantastic. Again, you guys truly are superheroes. Matt, such a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for showing us around. What is it going to take to make next generation security a reality? We have it as a vision, and a vision is a terrific thing. How do we actually make that into something that is applicable for all the people who are sitting out here and everyone?
Look, I think that we're in a unique time in the security space where when I look at the Cisco security portfolio, and I know I'm biased because I lead that part of the portfolio, but I would say that this is the first time in security where our reality is actually further ahead of our marketing and messaging.
Are you guys getting in trouble here this week as well? Is it a combination of both business and fun, or are you really just all business? No fun at all, right?
For my boss, it's all business.
It's pure business. It's no fun at all.
We don't have a good time at all while we're here doing it. We're waiting for the tweets. How many tweets have we gotten since yesterday when Rob touched base with you?
Over 24,000.
Oh, man.
So we're waiting for more, but there's so many more comments to come, and we want to see each one of them.
That's great.
Hear from all of them.
So how much fun stuff is happening? Are people getting involved with the games, the contests, everything that you've got available?
It's competitive. It's very competitive. People want to win.
What's really exciting about what's happening? What are we going to hear?
This is the future here. Security in the cloud. Most exciting time. Fastest way to deploy security, phenomenal time. And we're sponsored by Starbucks.
You're wide awake, so you can go grab a set? Is it about creating confidence, and how do you actually do that? How do you look at somebody who might be a bit rigid, they're used to doing things in a certain way, they know what's available out there, but they're just not ready to take that. Maybe it's, are you there to push them off the ledge, I guess is what I'm asking.
I wish I had more time to poll the audience, because if I was able to poll the audience and I said, how many of you have actually turned on telemetry on your infrastructure, my guess is that 2% of them would have.
Joseph, how you doing today?
Doing all right.
And where are you here from?
California.
California, all right, so you didn't have to come that far. How far did you come out? Where are you, LA area, San Diego?
About a half hour out of LA.
Oh, beautiful. And what are you here for the show for? What are you excited about seeing?
Just to get caught up on everything and learn whatever I can while I'm here. Nexus and some more on the security side.
Okay, so this brings up a really interesting point, right? Because people are resistant to change. We embrace change, we demand change. It has to happen, we get excited about it, but we don't want to change ourselves. Everybody else has to change all the way around us, right? So from your perspective, how do we get people to accept what has to happen within their data centers, within their networks, within the base of the stack to build that foundation on top of?
So there may not be a universal answer, but I think, what I sort of hinted at on stage is find something you're curious about.
Your name is?
Suresh Patel.
Very good. And where are you from?
Chicago.
From Chicago. Hometown boy. Where in Chicago?
I'm in Schaumburg.
You're in Schaumburg. This is good. We could talk about this all day. We're hometown heroes.
Well, for today, it's to meet Captain Kirk.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Thinking ahead to Thursday. For those of you that don't know, of course, we've got the great keynote coming up on Thursday afternoon. Shatner is going to be here. Really, you came here specifically for Shatner?
No. That's just one of the benefits.
One of the many benefits of the show.